Unfiltered family, college athletics and being able to go to college sporting events is undoubtedly one of the coolest parts of being in college. You get to go with your friends, you get to see really fun things with athletes. It really defines a lot of your campus culture, and we're here to talk about it. I'm your host and producer, Jaden Cohey, and I'm here with Sophia Metzner and our special guest of the day, Matt Keegan, who is a fellow big fan of college athletics and often works as a sports reporter, so you're a good guy to talk to about this.
No, thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, thanks. Welcome to 20's Unfiltered.
So college sports, like what? There's so many. I feel like
So
they've totally
many.
blown up recently. So
Yeah.
where do you guys want to get started?
I think you want to start us off with one of our questions from our fancy green bag we have here.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you guys do this little.
We do that little thing.
And I do want to do a preface that I think the University of Miami does college football unlike anybody else since our stadium is so far away.
Oh,
so
yeah, we are a
we'll
unique
do that.
100% difference. Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Okay. As a whole, how much of school culture is centered around sports teams here? I'm gonna come out and say a lot. I think that it took us like the program itself, like especially football. I think we can all agree that football is definitely the biggest sport here. We're not a basketball school, unfortunately. But our football program in the past like 20 years has really taken a step back from what it was in like the 90s and the early 2000s. So I think you saw this kind of culture start to taper off. That's why when they moved stadiums, I think that there was this kind of like dark days of Miami football where not a lot of people really cared about it.
Yeah.
And then you had NIL kind of bring in all of this new talent and just kind of like hit a total restart button on what like the football program is. And it's why you get like the sold out game against Notre Dame. Like that wouldn't have happened 5 years ago. Like when they played, I think they exceeded that attendance record by like 30,000 when they played. But I think that overall, like the sports culture here has definitely turned itself around, and I think it's become a lot more prevalent.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially because you have so many of our facilities, besides from our football stadium, really close, like right here on campus, are really accessible, especially since our campus is smaller. So like I could walk right over there to the athletic center. It's right next to the gym. So like I could see all the athletes walking out of practice. The Watsco, which is our basketball arena, it's right down the road, so easy to get to. Tennis courts are right next to that. You have the swim and dive team, which is incredible at Miami. That's right there on campus with the pool that everyone has access to. So like it's a regular part of campus that you can see what they're doing. Like you can see the work they're putting in, which is really cool.
I think honestly, like we have all these facilities, but people need to go to more of the games. Like that's my hot take. I'm like, that was great. We sold out for Notre Dame, but also like for basketball, like for swimming, like people don't go to the swim meets. We had an amazing tennis team last year. People really didn't like follow up on that and don't go to the meets or don't go to the like soccer games and stuff like that.
Oh, volleyball. Oh
Which-
my God.
Volleyball's been killing it lately. Shout out. I've been
Killing
taking
it.
photos against FSU. Well, they did sell out, but a lot of it is not even students. It's like the local Miami residents that come to watch and like support the team.
Yeah.
But I think that the school recently had an initiative where they have an app now where every time you go to a specific like sporting event, you'll get like points towards your organization. And I think that was a great idea because we have so many good facilities, but like the culture here, like people don't go to these smaller sports. And even for some football games, people are like, you know, it's so far away. Why make it out?
Well, football is a little tricky because again, it is that reason.
Yeah.
It is so far. Like when you're going out on Saturdays, like you're in the back of your head, the last thing you want to do is get in a car for an hour and drive up there. Like it's not what you want to do. But when it comes to these smaller sports like swim and dive, like which is incredible, volleyball, like you mentioned, like it's because people don't see it on TV, and I think that's why they want to not go in person to the games. Like yes, I think volleyball is one of the most entertaining sports you could watch.
Yeah.
I think it's really fast paced, and I don't think it gets enough credit. But the issue is you don't see it on TV a lot, so it's not very mainstream. So when you're like texting your buddies and you're like, "What do we want to do on like a Thursday night?" Like watching sports that you see regularly on TV somehow seems more appealing than going to see a sport that you don't really watch as much live.
Yeah. I have a few theories around that. I have one theory that because we live in a city like Miami, which like as someone who wants to pursue a career in sports, I know Mac, you do as well, there's so many options, which is one of the main reasons I want to come to Miami. There's so many options here. But in terms of your social life, sports-wise, there are so many options. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't create as much of an incentive, and coming from someone who lived in a much smaller city, which, I mean, it's grown now, but it was much smaller when I was growing up, Columbus, Ohio, like your athletic team there, which was the Ohio State University, like that is all you really had in that area, except for maybe like the Columbus Crew, but that only plays, you know, during certain times of the year. But it created such a big aura around like everyone could go because it's right there, and that was like there weren't as many options. Here I feel like there's more options that, like you said, like there's not as many incentives if it's a Thursday night you want to go out with your friends. I also think that at the university, for students specifically, because a lot of them come from the New York and New Jersey area, East Coast area, I don't think they are as into sports as certain people from other parts of the country.
Well, I'll disagree because
Yeah?
I've kind of found that like Northeast heads are usually very basketball oriented. Is what
Okay,
I
no,
found.
that's fair.
Mhm.
That's
Like,
very
there
fair.
are a lot more basketball fans like in the Northeast compared to other states. But again, you just like you said yourself though, the issue is that you can't get them to go to these games.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even though they're bigger basketball fans, like they're only going to wait for that big matchup.
Yeah.
They're not going to go to the smaller game. They're not going to watch Miami go up by 30 at halftime and then go home. Like it's a really hard sell to get someone to do that.
Yeah.
But I think that the incentive that you mentioned with like the phones and the points, I think that's
Yeah.
like a really good idea because that
Yeah.
would get
Yeah.
like if they could somehow work it where you get like first priority for tickets, like
my God.
for like a sold out game, if you go to more games,
Yeah.
like holy cow, you get so many more people to sign up.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that we have free tickets to every athletic event. That is something for those who don't go to the University of Miami, those watching, you don't know. We get free tickets
Yeah.
to everything.
Yeah.
Football, even the greatest games, unless it's sold out, that you need to buy a separate ticket. Like, it's free to everything. That Notre Dame game, we didn't pay a cent. If I were to
No.
pay to go back home for Ohio State, it'd be hundreds of dollars that I'd spend every single season as a student going there.
Well, like my cousin goes to Indiana, and so I'm going out there this weekend actually,
Okay.
and he was explaining to me how that where it looked because it's Indiana saw the same thing Miami did. They had NIL get introduced, and they blew up. They're ranked number 2 right now. Like
Yeah.
their games are fun, they get fans. But I remember going to a game like a few years ago, and nobody went.
Yeah.
But you just have this like just totally new culture, and where it's like you have to get tickets. If you don't get a ticket, you don't get a season ticket, you're not gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas we're out here, it's like if you don't get a ticket, like all right, you could probably get one on game day because they're
Yeah.
not going to sell out in time. So there's no like need to get tickets. Like people don't like
Yeah.
have this like instinctual like I need to be there first. I need to get my ticket now, or else I'm not going to go. Like I
Yeah.
feel like they kind of like wait on it, and then the want to go kind of diminishes with it.
Yeah. I will say for like the Notre Dame game though, like when people got the tickets, they rolled it out based off of like your attendance at other sports events. So they do that based off of like if you go to more football games, you'll have first priority. Like I think when
Yeah.
you texted me, JJ texted me was like, "Hey, tickets are out." And I'm like, "No, they're not." Like I've
Yeah.
been checking this whole time, but she had gone to more football games, so she got first access to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious, if you guys were to work in athletics, what way would you try and incentivize students specifically to go? Because the city of Miami, we don't have to worry about. Like, they clearly give attendance, but students, we have to worry about. Like, if you had, like, I don't know, if something comes to mind, well, how would you do it?
I love how they did like with the app and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like I reached out to my student org, like beach volleyball. I was like, everybody go and show up. Even if you go to like a volleyball game, like just support athletics, and then like we're gonna get money. Like they do like first place is like $10,000, second to
awesome.
third place is like I don't know $7,000. Like they have a really good incentive for that.
I like that.
I mean, for the student body here, I've never seen people like free stuff more. I mean, if you look at the lines like outside of
that's
these
a great
trucks,
point.
I've never seen anything like for an hour for like free foundation or something like that.
Because
Yeah.
we go to such an expensive school.
I know, but it's like that's the
Yeah.
irony. That's the irony. But I feel like if like I work in the summers, I work with the Yankees, and
Yeah.
they do a giveaway for the first X amount of fans that go out, and I know that they do something like that here. Look, they'll give like a T-shirt, or they'll give out like a hat or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like if you were to give out like you get a season ticket, like football season tickets for the first like 200 people that show up to the football game or to the football game. That would
like that.
100% get more people to sign up, or like
Cool
season
idea.
basketball tickets to the first 200 people that like go to like the Kennesaw State game, like something that kind of like people can tangibly see like
Yeah.
something out of it. I feel like that would kind of get people going to games more.
I like that. I like that theory. I would go with the app, with how student organizations can get more money. They can somehow you can get some sort of priority, because a lot of people here are really involved. And something I love about the campus is that students are so involved in like work
Yeah.
and all these different things.
Yeah.
It also means a lot of students are busy, which also can cause them to not want to go to the games as much. So having that would incentivize people to want to go.
Yeah.
I love that. Sophia, you want to kick off our next question?
I would love to. We have some good questions.
good
It is like a
though.
little mystery bag. It's kind of fun.
Miami Athletics, we're
Do
giving you
like
guys
the green
ideas.
bag.
We're trying to help you out.
All right. So the question right now, okay, are tailgates worth the hype, especially compared to other like SEC schools?
Ooh.
I have a hot opinion
'Kay.
that
Tell us.
sometimes the only thing like that I ever regret sometimes about going to Miami is that we don't have the huge stadium tailgates like all of the SEC schools. Like my sister goes to Texas A&M, and you will go to the stadium, you will have people like grilling. I guess for the UF game we had like the Gators like grilling at the stadium. Like
Yeah.
people had the crazy things going on in music.
Yeah.
But we just don't have that. I will say the frats hosting like is fun, to go before the game, but then you have to trek an hour from the frat houses on like a bus to the stadium, so that is hard. But overall, I mean, they're fun. You go with your friends. And I guess if you're not in a frat, it does suck because for guys, like, you have to figure it out, like, without being able to go to these places. But I think there's still a good time.
Yeah, it is tough that they're separated, that not all the tailgates are together, because I've done both. I've done both the frat tailgates and I've done the stadium ones, which both have their advantages. I obviously like the frat ones more because my friends are there. That's where more people my age are versus the other ones more like older folk. But that's tough when they're separated. They're not all together. I mean, as I was saying, like I've grown up going to Ohio State games. All of them are literally right there, like frat row
point.
and all the tailgates that people hold at the stadium. It's literally like a few blocks away. You can easily walk there. So that's a little bit of a tough part about it. And I wish we could find a way to make all the tailgates closer together. But same thing when you live in a big city like this, it's harder to make that happen.
Well, I mean, to be honest, these tailgates don't hold a candle to SEC
No.
tailgates. I mean,
Nope.
it's not even close.
remotely.
I don't think anyone is going to argue this at all. But no, I think the big issue is, like you said, it's not on campus. The stadium's not on campus.
Yeah.
So it feels more of like a party than it does like a tailgate at times. Like
Yeah.
very school spirited party. Don't get me wrong, but it just feels like more of like a party. There's not like all right, let's go beat whoever. All right, who's going to the game? It's just more like, all right, where are we watching the game? Like, whose house are we going to go watch this game out at, like after? So you don't really get this like football tailgate culture out here. You get more of like a party tailgate. But then you go to the stadium and you try and like I've been in like I'm in a fraternity and I've been in like the rooms where we're talking about doing an on campus or an on stadium tailgate, and it's always, how do you think we're going to get all of these guys to go out that early to tailgate when they can just go out here? And then not 50% of the time they don't even make it to the game. Like, how do you get them to actually go and do the on stadium tailgate? And the answer is you can't.
Yeah, it's like there's this hilarious disconnect. I've seen it so many times where people are like, yeah, I'm going to the game today. They go to the tailgates, right? And especially, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. We've seen this happen.
Yes, ma'am.
We've seen this happen with our own eyes. They go out to the tailgates. They have a little too much. They have a little too much fun. And then you have that whole hour-long car ride where either someone ends up like getting so sick that they can't even go to the game, or they just don't even get on the bus, period, because also the heat wears you down. That's something that like some of the other schools don't got to worry about, like SEC, not as much because it's not necessarily as hot there. Like we got to worry about the heat wearing us down the entire time. So it's that trek, like there's a little disconnect between that bus ride where everything goes wrong. Everything goes wrong. And I've seen it happen so many times.
I want to say, too, like, the most Miami thing ever is people saying, like, oh, I'm not going to go to tailgates. Like, I'm going to go to Space before the game. Like, I've had, for when we had College Game Day, me and my friends all got tickets for Space, and we were going to go. And then, like, College Game Day ended up coming to town. I was like, guys, like, I want to go to College Game Day. I'm like, when is it going to be here? And they're like, but, like, Space, like, we already got tickets and stuff.
It's College Game Day.
But, like, how Miami is that? We all go to, like, a club to, like, tailgate, basically, instead of going to, like, actual, like, tailgates. Like, that's
it's a totally different experience.
epitome.
Like, you get what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was unclear when you were looking at schools. Like, you're not going to be doing on-campus or on-stadium tailgates here. You're going to be pre-gaming at a club and then going to, like, out in Miami. Like, that's Miami. That's what you're paying for. But I don't know. I just feel like there's a part of me sometimes that does wish I went to like one of those SEC schools, you know, like being able to just like sit on the parking lot that like early in the morning and then just walking into the game. Like that's such a luxury. I don't think like people realize sometimes.
It is. I've thought about that too. Like I've thought about like, oh, if I had gone to Ohio State, I could have had like such an intense, amazing like athletics culture. Like it's obviously really great here. I'm not downing the athletic culture here, but like even better. But I think about the rest of the year, what would have my life been like? I would have been like in the freezing cold and like not had the same opportunities I had here.
That's
so
true.
I do consider to be Miami definitely worth it, despite that. Even though I'm such a big sports fan, like also the opportunities I get here for working, 10 times more than I would get in another place.
Totally.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Can I go with our next question?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I do want to say, too, the commuter students always have an, like, stadium tailgate. So sometimes I'll, like, head to the frat houses, like, beforehand, and then they'll have, like, this huge, like, stadium tailgate that most people, I didn't know about it until I met some people from the city of Miami, and that's, like, the best
That was
stadium
pretty cool.
tailgate at Miami.
Yeah. You and I went to one of those.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was really fun. I actually really enjoyed that. Shout out to the commuter students. As a sports fan, this question hurts me. Will Miami ever reach its full potential again in terms of football? Like the, 2000s era, the 90s era, 70s era, will it ever reach that again? Mac, I want to shout this out to you first. What do you think?
I'm going to say yes. Not even as like a Miami fan, just like where the program is.
Yeah.
I think NIL, like I said, it's completely changed how college football works. And if you can pay to get players, you can get a championship team. That's kind of like where college football is now. But I think the big thing with that is identity. I think that's why the big half of the sell for NIL is the money, but the other half is the coaches. And the coaches build like an identity and like a team culture, and you see a lot of athletes still buying into that culture. So I don't think it's more of like if they can like get the players, if they can get to the championship. I think it's more of developing like a winning culture that they haven't seen in 20 years. Like if you look at what the culture is now, just calling it as it is, it's kind of like a play down to who they're playing. Like you don't see like when we played SMU, we should have been up 30 at halftime. Like it was a good matchup for us. We really should have like gone in there and like kind of like gone belt to ass, but we didn't because we played down. And that's what you saw last year. You literally saw the exact same thing happen when we played Syracuse. We played down and we lost. Yeah. Which is like not what the 2000s team would do. The 2000 team would go into a team and they go, if we're not up by 50 at halftime, we're losers. Yeah. Like that is a completely different kind of mentality than the one that we have right now. But I think that that's the real difference, and I think that that's what we're missing.
I like your take on that, like a winning mentality, because I feel like what I've seen the past few years that I've been here is we get one loss and then everything goes downhill from there. I mean, we can have an undefeated season, be top ranked of the AP poll. We have one bad game, and it's suddenly that win mentality goes out the window, and everyone's fighting with each other. Everyone's getting upset at each other. No one, like, that chemistry on the team is gone, especially within our offense. Like, it goes down the drain, and I have no understanding of why that happens. But I do agree with you that we can get back there again if we keep that winning mentality, and you have players that have an incentive to come here, not just because of NIL. You have an incredible city. You have such fun opportunities. You have such great like academic programs you can be a part of. The weather obviously is a huge incentive. Like you have all of that. You have the aura around Miami, and clearly like the people want it to happen. I mean, if anyone's gone to University of Miami football game, you see the people who have been fans of this school for 20 plus years. They show up decked out, green and orange, everything you can think of head to toe, and some of the craziest outfits I've ever seen. You see people come dressed in a full football uniform. We all know who I'm talking about if you've gone to a game. Every single game, even to away games. Clearly, people want that. It's just our coaches, is our staff going to be able to make that happen?
That's the difference. Like I think you look at Cristobal, and I think Cristobal is a good coach. I'm not going to discredit him. I think he's an amazing recruiter.
Fantastic.
I think he's done his job really well. Yeah. But if you're a recruit and you're looking at Miami and say like Indiana, and Kurt Signetti comes up to you and he's like, "We want you to become a winner with us," I almost guarantee they're going with Signetti. I mean, like that's the that's the difference that we don't have. We don't have like that like definitive, we're winning now culture. We have like, well, we'll be really good and you'll look really good doing it kind of culture. But that's why I think we played down to these teams, because it's like it comes off very flashy, in my opinion.
You guys have to help me. I don't know who said this, but in the 30 on 30 documentary, they had like the guy in the locker room and he was like, why are we not winning by more when they were playing FSU? Do you know what I'm talking about? I was like, that was the mentality. Like literally what you're saying. He came in, he was like, I'm angry, guys. Like, why are we not like fighting harder? Like we should be blowing out this team. And these guys don't have like the drive, like from what we've seen, like you said, like the SMU game, they should be winning by way more and they're not, and they just don't have that hunger to win. And I totally agree with you with Cristobal, where it's like he's really good at recruiting in the city of Miami, and that's like in the 2000s they mainly focused on like the Miami area, and that's why they got like such good people to stay home and like focus on that. And then the last thing too, like the guy in the full uniform, you know the story, I'm sure, but for our viewers out there, his like brother actually passed away, and he told him like about how he always wanted to like gear up in the uniform and like go to the games and stuff, and that was like the thing, like they'd go together and go to the games, and so he wears it to honor his brother, and it's become this whole like social media trend of people, or social media like awareness that people have been posting about it and just like supporting that guy.
Yeah, it's really cool. You see tons of fans doing stuff like that I mean, it's a family. It literally feels like a family, like these people are showing up for their family, which I love. So clearly the people want to see that winning mentality. They have that, like I think the audience has that winner mentality, but can we have the team match up? They have them match up that passion that their fans have.
I mean, the season's not over.
It's not.
I saw like I get excited. Like I like to think of myself like as like a little bit of like a non-realist. Like there are some things that have to happen for Miami to do it. Yeah. But as of right now, we're in.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at that bracket. I looked at it last night.
Might be a little delusional. I might be seeing some things, but I think that they actually do kind of have a chance here. I know that Oklahoma has to lose. We have to win out. Georgia Tech has to lose another one, but they played Georgia at the end of the year. Like NC State beating them last week literally just put us into like, holy cow, we might do it. Like it put us
Yeah.
into like that kind
The
of
rest of
territory.
the ACC went down. We're going up. I was looking at that bracket last night, and I got excited.
Yeah.
Like I'm an optimist like you. I always believe there's always a game left, and even if you don't win the national championship, if you can at least prove yourself well for the next season, what more can you really ask for at that point? Like I'd be very happy with that at the very least. But
That's true.
there's always we'll see what happens.
You
We'll
just
see
have
where
to
this
hope that
bracket
they
ends up.
keep it together, you know.
Keep it together. Miami Athletics, please keep it together.
Please keep
I'm
it
begging
together.
you for all of us. It makes our jobs as sports reporters a lot easier
That's
when
true.
athletics.
Yeah.
It's a
Enjoyable
lot
for
more
sure.
A lot more
fun.
enjoyable in our jobs when
Yeah.
people keep it together. A lot more
Yeah.
stories we can keep doing throughout the season.
It's not a bunch of low lights. We need some highlights. Come on.
Exactly. We need the highlights. Mac, do you want to kick us off for our last question?
Last but definitely not least. Oh my God, you have,
Mysterious
all the
green
reserve
bag.
questions in here. I just see
Oh
that.
yeah, we have all of our old questions from old episodes. Literally,
There's
there's archives
so
in
many
there.
in there.
So many
Yeah.
questions.
I mean, we kind of answered the stadium question. We kind of went over that already.
Yeah. Let's go to another one.
Said next question.
Next question.
Next question. Let's see. What does a game day from pre to post game look like for a UM student? I feel like we kind of touched in on this. I mean,
What about yours specifically? Do you have
mine
a
specifically?
ritual?
It's the frat brother. Like,
frat
what's,
brother
what's the
ritual.
frat brother up to?
Yes, I'm in frat. Like, obviously, I'm gonna go to the tailgate. Like, I get up, I get a text. Hey, there's a bunch of free beer at this address. Okay, fine. Twist my arm. Like, all right, I'll go.
You had to beg me, I guess.
Yeah. But no, it was kind of like I always go into the tailgates like, all right, I have to be coherent enough to be able to get into an Uber and make it to the game. Like, I have a ticket. If it's a good matchup,
Yeah.
I love the football. Like,
Yeah.
let me make it to the game. I would say 50-50 I make it to the game. Because, again, you get to like that point where it's like it's time to go.
Yeah.
And then you have a friend that's like, all right, we have 30 people coming to watch the game at my house. Or you could, like, trek it up for an hour, get
Yeah.
in, get all, like, hopefully they don't, like, take forever. Like, that happened once where, I went for a game, and there was, like, an hour and a half long rain delay.
Oh yeah, I was there for that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yep.
left. Like, I was like, I'm not staying for this. Like, I was like, it's going to take me another hour and a
horrible.
half to get home. Like, I
Yeah.
have to, like, you have to game plan for, like, the ride home. So
Yeah.
I would say that, like, traditional game day kind of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
I probably only speak for myself when I say this, is just you get up, you tailgate, and then you just find a house to watch the game at. Because unless it's, like, a really, like, a top 25 matchup, not a lot of people are going. And it doesn't
Yeah.
really kind of have that same, like, want to go, you know?
Yeah. I think I've made it to every single home game this season besides
better
one
than me.
last weekend simply because I was working, but I've gone to every single one, and I can say the one incentive that would get me to go to any game no matter what, better air conditioning at Hard Rock Stadium.
Yeah.
It is so
It is so
freaking
damn humid.
Yeah.
hot in that stadium, and it like literally makes me want to like start crying because I'm sweating so bad. It's terrible. It's gross. It's sweaty. I know the players are not a fan of that. I know as a fan, I'm not a fan of that. Like
They've
what-
got the air conditioning down in the field. Like they don't have the
yeah,
same.
so
the
maybe
back.
they're fine, but up in the stands, I'm dying over
Yeah.
here. I want a big old fan sitting right there at the very front, and I want it blowing at me. I want to literally be blowing away like we're in the Wizard of Oz, because that's what I need. It gets so hot in that stadium.
Why did they not make it covered? Like, we're in Miami. Like, the weather is crazy. It rains all the time. You're gonna deal with this stuff.
Yeah, good
Well,
point.
it's always
but-
the logistics of that is like a retractable roof.
Yeah.
Like that is a nightmare. I mean, you had like the
Expensive
Rays.
nightmare.
The Rays had that, and after the hurricane, like they had to redo their entire stadium
Yeah.
because
That's true, the
of the damage from
hurricanes,
that.
Yeah, Florida's just a tough place to do that in, unfortunately.
Also, Hard Rock, I'm talking to you. Cheaper beer, please. I mean, like
Yes.
$18 for a tall boy. What is this? Like, I mean, seriously. Like, it's like you go to these games and you lose the buzz, like you do. You get in the car.
Okay.
You're sitting there. You're drinking a Gatorade. Hopefully, like, all right, it's round 2, and you get to the stadium and you're like, okay, time to get back on the horse. And you get 2 beers, and you're like, did I just pay for a car? Like, what are we doing here? Like,
Out of
You
all the
said stay
requests
on
this
the
man
horse.
has, he has just cheaper beer at the stadium.
I mean, I have my priorities straight. I know
You
what
have
I know
your
what I want. I
priorities.
know what I want.
I appreciate a man who knows what he wants. Do you have
That's
any
true.
requests from Hard Rock Stadium, Sophia?
I would agree. Like, cheaper food, better food options, and then like, there's like. I don't know. I love the tailgates. I love
Yeah.
everything around it. I think it should be covered because those rain delays will kill you, and all the students are going home.
Yeah,
But I
it's a
understand it.
swamp trying to get through those tailgates, especially when it rains.
We're basically
you're
UF.
literally
Like, you're-
trekking
Trekking
through
through.
in order to get through them. It gets hot.
It gets disgusting. That's like the frat shoes, like taken to another level when your socks are soaked and everything's
Fresh shoes
just
at another
dirty.
school don't hold a candle to us. That's for sure.
Our shoes have seen war.
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 That's for sure. Well, that is all
Right.
the time we have today for 20's Unfiltered. Mac, thank you so much for joining us
Yeah,
again.
thank
This
you
was a
for
really
having me.
nice conversation.
It was a lot of fun.
And can we all say, go Canes?
Go Canes.
Let's do it.
And
Come on, Canes.
stay unfiltered, friends.